So today in this video I'm going to talk about the sample timetable and planner for NEETPG next 2023. So I have already released one video about how to begin because we are not sure whether it will be NEETPG or next 2023, but in subsequent videos I'm going to explain you why it does not matter. So today I'm going to talk about a 205 days strategy. So I'm starting it from the 15th of June and I'm taking exam somewhere around the first or the second week of January 2023, but it might be in January to March, any period. We are awaiting official confirmation, but it's very important that we should start because official notification can take time. So we should have a planned strategy and our effort should be goal directed. So let's talk about it. So first of all, the expected date is, as I said, is between Jan to March 2023, and the type of exam can be NEET PG or next. So just as an overview, the students who are still unaware and don't know what the kind of patterns that we are going to have, if it happens next, there will be 450 questions. 120 questions each will be from the major subject like medicine, surgery and obs gynae. 60 question each will be from the pediatrics, ENT and ophthal, and basic sciences. So total will be 540 questions, but out of them 10% will be basic sciences, 10% of PSM, and the type of questions 60% will be problem solving, 30% will be comprehension analysis, and 10% will be recall. Now what NEET PG if it happens as a NEET PG exam, so NEET PG has a 200 questions. So basically the subjects which I called rank building, your basic sciences along with ophthalmology and pedia, and your major subject. So why it is similar? Because as you can see that major subject like medicine, surgery, obs gynae are going to have a 66% of the paper, and your pediatrics, ENT and ophthal are going to have a like around 33% of your paper. Similarly, what used to happen in a NEET is your major sciences have around 50% of the questions. So this is actually I have taken from NEET PG 2021, the analysis I had done. So there is always an overlap. So when I said that 50%, so it does not mean that 50% questions are from this subject. 50% of the question can be answered from this subject, knowledge of this subject. 40% question can be answered with the knowledge of your basic sciences. 17.5% questions can be answered from knowledge of your these three subjects, and 25% can be answered from your rank deciding subject. So this is what actually questions discussed as a PYQs by various institutes. So what I'm trying to say here is the difference of percentage is not much because there will always be overlap. So even if it is a next exam or a NEET PG exam, you are going to get a similar kind of questions. Now if you see that basic sciences are 10%, so like medicine may 10% of basic sciences, surgery will also 10% of like anatomy and all, and obs gynae will also have a basic sciences. So basic sciences question are actually going to be a 30%. So it's not like that basic science will be 10% of total, and there will always be overlap. And what I have said earlier also, basic sciences helps you to answer question from the major subject, so there is always overlap. So by seeing this percentage, what my opinion is, we shouldn't be worry much. It's just the number of questions are different, the total number of questions are different from the both things. Only thing is pediatrics, ENT and ophthal have a major thing like 33% as contrary to 70.5% which is to happen in NEET PG kind of exams. So we have to give it a more time, but as I have always included it in a rank building subject, so it's not a major issue because we are going to give it that importance. So we have talked about the kind of exam, so let's move forward. So first we should, before making a planner, you should have a checklist. So have a basic source. So you can have your class notes. So whichever class you are following, make sure you have your either handwritten notes that made by you or provided by the class, then videos you can watch, or the review books. So if you're not happy with some class, for example, if you have seen some class and you're thinking that the class note material is not enough, you can go for the review book. I will release later a detailed video about different resources and review books that you can follow for the same. Second is MCQ source. So MCQ source can be class apps, but there are some students like me who are not happy with the class app and who wants more of a physical books for MCQ. So you can use review books for that. PYQs, I cannot stop, I can again and again every time I emphasize upon the importance of the previously asked questions. So there are multiple sources of PYQs. One is you have filter in different apps which you can use. Also there are books which I would like to recommend. One is Dr. Mudit Khanna sir's AIPG Q Bank. Pritesh Singh sirs have both INI Essence and AIMS. So before INI started, AIMS exam was there. Apurva Mehra and Thamim sir's NEET PG Q Bank. So there is one volume from 2016 to 2021. So you can use that. And also, like if you are someone targeting NICT as well, you have to solve the JIPMER questions. and you have to solve last 10-year questions. Like we have now around 5-6 months for preparation. So last 10 year, what you can see is, see, basic sciences don't change with time. So if you, whatever questions we have seen your NEETPG exam this year, like in 2022, if you go back and check these questions, you will find them somewhere in the last 10 years. So especially for the basic science, it's very important. And for image based questions, there are a lot of apps and a lot of classes providing visual sessions. But what I used to prefer is searching on the Google at the same time. Whenever you are reading theory, search on the Google and save that screenshot, and you can take like multiple images, and that can help you. So I'll explain that in the separated dedicated video for video image based questions as well, but this is just overview. So this is the checklist of basic source, MCQs, source, PYQs, and image based. So that this you should have. Now whenever we make a timetable, so we have to attribute special time to the special needing. So rank building subject are which your first and second prop subject, along with your PDI, ENT, and Aftal. So class notes and notes and the review books are the best source. So that is the best way to study, that you have to know these subjects thoroughly. Lot of students ask me, I have not released the important topics from basic sciences. The reason, there are no important topics from basic sciences. Whole basic sciences are important. So that is why you should know them thoroughly. For rank maintaining subjects, high yield topics are important. I have released one video about these high yield topics from these medicine, surgery, PSM, and OMS. I will mention the link in the description. About rank deciding subject, so these are your short subject. So last 10-year MCQs are very important. Even if you think that you have read theory, but if you still feel that there are some deficiencies and you want command on short subject, you can do last 10-year questions at least for short subject. Because see, short subject don't like dermatology, you will not see a lot of new things happening, but same questions are again repeated. So go for last 10 year for such short subject. Also similarly for psychiatry and other subjects. Now let's make a plan. So whenever we make a plan, we should have a long-term plan. So how you are going to divide your next like 205 days, and one is a small plan where you divide your day. So one sample I would like to propose this 90 plus 50 plus 35 plus 25 plus 5 strategy. So this will give you one reading along with 3 revisions. So this is just the overviews. If you what I'm showing you is not a gold standard, but this is what is followed by me and lot of toppers, and this is the trusted. I have already followed this timetable in my preparation also, and a lot of students have followed. But if you need more days, you can definitely add. If you need less days, you can definitely subtract. So first is 90 days we will dedicate for the first reading. So what is first reading is, you even if you are repeater, read slowly. It is for conceptual understanding, and whenever you are reading, make a lot of charts and mnemonics. So whatever point you feel this is volatile and this is a very important table, write it down and stick on the wall where you study. And it should be very slow, don't hurry. Take as many time as you want. You can subtract it from the revision. First revision will be for 50 days, and you have to go through everything that you have already read. What a lot of students, what you do during their revision, suppose there are 4 lines and they have highlighted the 2 lines, so they will read only highlighted part in the first revision and they keep revising that. But let me tell you that in exam you will only remember the highlighted part, and sometimes questions are asked from the non-highlighted part as well, like simple things you feel that you will remember in the exam but you don't remember. So in the first revision, make sure that you go through everything. Like you just quickly you have to stress upon the highlighted point, but at least glimpse through the non-highlighted part as well. In the second revision, as we have a less time, here you can go through the highlighted material and topic which are important, just the highlighted material and quick revision. In third revision, again lesser days, 25 days, and here again you have to filter and read more highlighted material. Keep last 5 days for flip through and mug up charts. Don't keep any subject for the last 5 days, because we panic. It is I have advised just to flip through. Visual memory is the most important memory, and it is going to help you a lot in exam. So I always advise student, you try to finish your all portion at least 5 days before. So in the last 5 days, you just spend like 1-2 hour daily, just flip through the notes, just turn the pages. Like in 1 hour you finish your notes, just flip through, and whatever charts and mnemonics you have made. So what happens, it reinstates your visual memory, and it's a very useful tool that is used by a lot of students, because see, you have 19 subjects, so there is a 18 subject in between when you finish one subject. So when you give your brain quick review of all the subject in you don't have to read. I'm not saying you have to read, you just have to flip through and have a glance, so you remember it in exam. Now number of days to allot. So as per the number of days that the major subject, as we have the basic sciences will always have will be on the driving seat, and your rank maintaining subject, that is medicine, surgery, PSM, and obs gynae. So we have to give 9 days each, and so it will make a 63 hours. For 60 hours will be needed for us for this subject, and we are going to give 9 days, and we are going to give 7 hours daily. So I have made two timetables. First timetable for those students who are going to be at home whole day, like who are studying at home, not working and studying. And in the second part of this video, I have showcased the timetable for those who are working, like interns or JRs. For them also I have made another timetable. For rank deciding subjects and few of our rank building subjects, so we are going to give 3.5 hours daily. So 6 days and around 21 hours will be given for short subject, and 9 days with 3.5 hours daily will be given for pediatrics, ENT and ophthalmology. So how are we going to plan that? So this is the overview of one day. Like for example, if you're starting on the 15th, so morning, so this is just an example. So as per your the time you wake up, you can change it. So in the morning from 7 to 10 a.m., you start your major subject, like the subject which has a higher yield, like micro, and you finished in 3 hours. Then after that, my senior used to tell me that you should have this habit of sitting for at least 3 hours, because your exam period is 3 hours. So when your reading capacity is 2 to 3 hours, so you become accustomed to that. If you take frequent breaks, it does not help in your exam. So first, you for 3 hours you can finish your micro, then you switch to some short subject. Now here are two opinions. My anatomy teacher used to say that changing subject is the best way to not get bored. So that is why always I combine two subject, at least two subject daily, and I think it's wise to combine two subject, not more than that. If you read only one subject, it's very boring. So if you read micro, you can, for the next 2 hours you can read derma, or you can continue micro as per your convenience. Then you have your lunch. After lunch, again you can start your theory, whatever you were reading in the morning, again for another 2 hours. Then in the evening, you can go for MCQs for around 1.5 hours. So my target used to be 50 to 75 MCQs in this 1.5 hour with explanation. So as we know that in last 2 years we have like 200 questions in each session. So in 4 days you can finish like 1 year of MCQs with explanation if you solve like 50 daily. So we have 90 days timetable. So if you solve around 50 MCQs daily, so you are going to solve around 4,500 MCQs in a like in 90 days of span. Along with that, and here I am showing about only this part. So we are going to have a 2 session. So you are going to solve around 9,000 of MCQs in 90 days. So that is definitely a good number. And if you are going for the last year questions, so 10-year questions are 10-year MCQs, last 10-year PYQs along with subject wise MCQs is definitely doable in this time. After that, what I advise always about a nap between 4:30 to 5:30. See, it is very important to rest your brain. Try to avoid not using mobile, or don't say that I want to take a break, I want to check Instagram and Facebook. See, the problem is your brain is in a high functional mode. So whatever you are going to see or read, brain is going to register it. Why I'm saying this? Suppose you read so much since morning. Now you open Instagram or Facebook and you start seeing something or reading something or listening something. Your brain is going to remember it, try to remember it and try to retain it. So it is going to replace whatever you have read, and this is very important. This is something my senior had told me, that during your preparation time your brain is a high efficiency mode. So you register and remember everything. It does not differentiate between Facebook, Instagram and your physiology and pathology. Everything is going to be registered in my mind, and unnecessary things are going to stay in your memory for longer. Now, about the first aid. First aid is a book which is very useful for NICT, but I'll always say this book is useful for everything. And this book is, it's like, I will say it's like a blessing for your preparation, that it gives a very good overlook of first and second year subject. So you can add this if you do not want to. This is not a must book. Again, I'll say, if you don't want, you can replace it with your micro or derma, and or you can allot more time for MCQ if you require. Then you have your dinner, and after dinner you again start reading your major subject, and around till, so I have made a timetable till 12. So till and before sleeping again you can switch to your minor subject. So by this timetable we are going to study major subject for around 7 hours, minor subject for 3.5 hours. So I will add here 1 hour of first aid if you want to add here or here, if you don't want to read first aid. So this is plus minus, and MCQ practice for 3 hours. So around 14.5 hours we are going to give for the study. Now those who are preparing again, or who have just started, it's not necessary that you should study every day 14.5 hours. I will say 8 to 12 hours of study initially is good enough. 14.5 hours of study is like, once you get that pace, then you can start studying more and more. See, because the kind of portion we have, studying these hours of studies is usually required. Now how you are going to assemble your subject? So for next first 19 days, so let's start on June of 15th till September of 15th. So 19 days, 90 days we are going to arrange in order from, like, these are the major subjects: anatomy, physio, biochemistry, patho, pharma, micro, surgery, PSM, obs, medicine. So what you do, you, like, here is in 9 days you have to finish your anatomy. After that you will add like physio. After that you will add next subject. So similarly here in this order you are going to finish 9 in 90 days. You are going to finish this 10 subject, because you are going to allot 9 days each. Then the short subject like dharma, so here you have to put your small subject like this. So here you put your dharma, and here you put your dharma. So such kind of short subject you have to put. So with this you are going to finish your short subject into 36 days, because we are going to give 6 days each, but this is only 3.5 hours daily. Here we are going to give 9 days each with 7 hours daily. Okay. Then for PD Aftal ENT, again we are going to give 3.5 hours daily, but here we are going to for this for ENT, PD and Aftal we are going to give 9 days each. Okay, so when you combine this, we still have 27 days left. So you have 3.5 hours daily left for next 27 days. That is almost a month. So you can use this time to give your GTs. You can also we are making a schedule, so there is always a thing that you can lag behind, or you need some more time for some particular subject. So that is why we have these 27 days. So even if you finish like 4 GTs, see, to analyze and to give GT you need 3 hours to write GT and 3 to 5 hours to analyze GT. So it's like one GT is going to take around 8 hours. So even if you give 3-4 GTs, so some days will be spent on that. So don't worry about that part. You have a lot of days left, so you can adjust your GTs. And if you want to take break, like some Saturdays you don't feel like studying, you can watch a movie, but it's initial part it's acceptable, and you can take a break. So here you can spend. Now once this was actually for the first reading. So as I said that our formula, first reading is for 90 days. Now let's plan revision. So revision will be, we will reduce the number of days by half. So it's as simple as that, because now we have read it already, so we will be reading it faster. So by reducing the half, by everything by half, so we will finish our the major subject in 50 days, minor subject in 18 days each, along with 18 days PDI of Talan ENT. So here we have 14 days left when you finish this, which will be used for GTs and break if required. Now what will be revision 2? So as I said that revision 1 will be through everything that you have already read. Revision 2 and 3 will be of a high yield topics. So these revisions can be combined if you are someone who, as I said, it's not the number of the revisions but the quality of the revisions that also matters. So make sure that you have a good revision. So if you think that you cannot revise in less time, you can combine these 2 revisions as well. Now those students who are working, who are interns, or who are starting afresh, so they wants to adjust their video classes as well. So you will have to follow a little bit different kind of schedule. So first is a long term plan. So as you will be working, so it's very difficult to, it's sometimes, I will not say difficult, but it's very challenging to work and study at the same time. So I will like to propose this 110, 60 and 30 plus 5, this kind of timetable. So in 110 days we will try to finish the first reading, which will be slow and conceptual. First revision will be finished in 60 days, which will be through everything that you have already read, and next 30 days will be given for the second revision, so which will be revision of the highlighted material and topics. So if you are someone who are a slow reader, so you can use actually this timetable for earlier, which I have already explained. So you can use this timetable as well, and last 5 days to flip through and mug up charts. So as I say that don't keep subject for the last 5 days, just flip through all notes and just remember the mnemonic, as visual memories plays a very important part. So here I would like you to start your day early, like 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. At least early morning we are very active and our brain try to study a lot of things. So I will always say that start your day with theory. Suppose you are someone who works between 9 to 4:30 p.m. Suppose you are intern, at least try to solve MCQs. So plan your MCQs mainly during these hours. See, reading theory, like I have seen a lot of interns during my posting, reading theory. To read theory, you need that persistent attention, you need that link, you need to be very attentive while reading theory. So I will say don't read theory when you are doing posting, or if you are some JR posted in ICU, or you are a working person. So try to solve MCQs. Like you solve one MCQs, some work will come, you'll do that, finish that, you'll come again, you'll move ahead with the MCQs, because in MCQ your attention is needed only for that particular time, not for all the time. Also you can watch video lectures during that time. You can put like we have now here wireless headphones, so you can just watch videos in between and you can finish that. So once you come back, you can read the theory of the same topic. So those students who are who are at home starting fresh and wants to see the video lectures, so you can plan your video lectures between this time. Then when you are done with your work, your videos or your internship, take a nap, because your brain is fatigued. Even if you don't work, like even if you sit at one place in a idle, like you don't do a work, but still your brain is fatigued. So take a nap, so you get up fresh and start reading theory. So you have to read your theory, and I will advise for this group that you can continue with the one subject, or you can still read like one subject majorly during the day, or you can attach your short subject here. I will also advise that whenever you plan your short subject during your light posting. So if you are an intern, suppose you have a ENT posting, or you are a blood bank posting, or radiology, which are comparatively light postings, so you can try to finish your short subject because they have very small notes. So you have to adjust your short subject here during your work hours. So what I am giving you task is your MCQ and your short subject should be taken care during your working hours. You have to try that. And your major subject you can study, which are your high yield subject, during the time when you are free. So short subject, I will advise at least try to spare 2 hours during your working period. Like they don't have to be at a stretch, but like 15 minutes of attention. I know it's very difficult, but I'm saying you can definitely try, and that is the reason I have given. I know it's difficult, and that is the reason I have given 110 days for the first revision, unlike 90 first reading, unlike 90 days for the other students. I know it's difficult, so we have given more days. Light posting, try to finish short subject, and whenever you have a hectic posting, at least try doing MCQs. See, it is very important for you if you are a working student to find this point, because work days are not all same. Sometimes you'll have a lot of work, sometimes you'll be totally free. Now here are some words of wisdom at the end. First of all, whenever you are preparing, like you are starting, students who are starting afresh, or even if you have not got the rank that you have desired, I'll say don't try to be perfectionist or a procrastinator. Since there are some students who read a book theory, they will read the review book, they will watch the video, and they will do everything for a subject. But if you try to be a perfectionist, you will be very slow. You will be slowest among your competition, and you won't be able to finish. There are a lot of students who say, sir, I am not able to finish my portion. The reason is you are trying to be a perfectionist. You need to know important things in depth. You don't need to know everything. Second is procrastinator. If you're someone who are just always worrying, I don't know what will happen, I will do it or not, I don't have these classes, I don't know, I don't, my colleagues are going ahead and everything. If you start procrastinating about everything, you will not even start. So the competition will go ahead of you. So be a doer. What I mean here is some days will be good, some days will be bad. Again, some days will be good, some days will be bad. But at least move. You will move forward, and that is actually what is required for a PG preparation. That you have to do. Even if you read, see, I have said that you have to read like 14 hours. But even if you some days you are able to study 3 to 4 hours, some days you are able to read 16-18 hours. So that happens. Some days are good, some days are bad, but you have to progress. Now, lastly, few things. First, who have not got your ranks, you have to know and accept your flaws. See, don't blame it on, like, some students are saying that, sir, there is a discrepancy between the recall videos and recall questions that say they had, and there are some other issues. I understand. See, that happens with everyone. Even we were also frustrated when we failed, but we have to understand and we have to accept what mistakes we did and what are our weaknesses. If you are not going to accept and understand and work on your weaknesses, you are not going to improve. And once you know your weaknesses, you have to allot time accordingly. If I am saying that pathology is important, but if you feel that pathology is your strong, you don't have to spend time on pathology. So you have to allot time as per your weaknesses. People don't become toppers overnight. People feel that the students, they say, I have done these classes, I have read this, or this book was very helpful for me, or this is something that you have done during your MBBS classes. See, I have always pointed out how the toppers are usually from the reputed college, and there are students from peripheral colleges who work hard and break into that barrier. So that is something that we did during our MBBS, during our internship, and how we studied. Everything matters. So it's not like people become toppers overnight. So Stop getting, people, they get so impressed by the listening to the toppers, but that is not something happened. They did not become stars overnight. It was all the hard work they have been doing for last 5 6 years. You have to give your personalized touch to your preparation. See, there are a lot of people who are motivating, giving study plans, and everything is there. Everyone, it is often been said that everyone knows what is required to crack PG. Everyone knows that how you can succeed in PG, but there are very few people who follow the plan and consistent, and stay consistent during their journey, and that is the reason why only few people succeed. Your best will look different each day, and that's okay. So this I have explained in the previous slide, that you don't have to worry about being different on each day. Also, there is no gold standard to follow. So if, I'm not saying that my videos or anyone else's videos or any classes or any book, there is no gold standard. It's just your honest, dedicated, determined and consistent preparation that is going to fetch you a rank. As I said, everybody knows how you are going to succeed. You have to be honest to your preparation, you have to be consistent, and then only if you have not got your rank, you also know the reason. So work on that. Again, it's not the quantity of the study but the quality of the study that matters. I have released video a few days back. There are students who have studied around 8 to 10 hours daily, but that was a focused study. It's not like sitting in a library for 16 hours, but you don't know how many hours you are really studying and how many hours you are focused. So that is the quality of the study that matters. So don't count your study in hours. What I have given is the example that what usually is being done, but quality of the study is equally important. Don't see what's there in others plate, only put attention if you have what you need. See that this is also common problem is, students ask, sir, I have already 10 books, but my friend is reading another 5 books of different classes, should I buy that? See, don't have this feeling of FOMO, feeling of missing out. It is always going to be there, but it is not the thing of success. At least have things in your plate which you can eat, have material that you can read, revise and recall. So only put attention that whatever checklist I have given, if you have that much, that is enough. Once you have made a plan, then come back to social media only when needed. Value your time. See, watching videos, this is the important thing I want to tell you. See, there are, as I said, there are a lot of students who are guiding and who are motivating through the social media. But now suppose you are following someone, you are feel that okay, this plan is very suitable for me, so you accept that plan, you make that plan and you start working. So now you start working on your plan. Watching frequently videos is not going to fetch you a rank. Come back when you feel demotivated. If you feel that I don't feel motivated today, I need some motivation, I'll go and watch some video someone has released, then you go in search of that. But it's not like every video that comes on the internet that you have to watch. The people actually spend less time on studying but spend more time on watching on YouTube how to study. So that is also the reason that affects a lot of students. So once you have a plan, don't look back and start working on that. So lastly, whenever you prepare, like this is going to be a 6 months, so sitting for so long, for so many hours, for so much of time, it's not going to be easy. So you might feel motivated someday, you might feel demotivated someday, you will feel your best someday, you will feel your worst someday. But you don't have to look for the days, you have to see for the months. When you zoom out and you will see a straight line of progress. That is what you have to look for. And there are some students who study regularly and then they become very irregular, they attend family functions. You have to forget everything for next 5 6 months. Inconsistent ladder will it will affect your progress. But if you're consistent, even your small steps, if you're going to be consistent with your preparation, you are going to be ahead in your competition. So guys, that's all I wanted to say. So this is the planner and these all the things that I wanted to show you. So I hope it helps, but I will say, just to conclude, that success in PG exam is not a secret. It's a very simple thing, that you have to study the same thing, the limited things, again and again. The better is your revision, the better your results will be. So I hope it helps. I wish you guys all the